Hey, Composite Gloves here, and today this is hopefully the last combined video. Maybe I'll just keep doing them combined if the ideas work out the same. But okay, we're going over pentatonic scales today. I'm just tired of making two videos for one concept that could be easily represented without like sheet music. So okay, so here is my example. Now, well, let's back up. What's the pentatonic scale? Well, little did you know, you've been using heptatonic scales. That is a 7-note scale, excluding the octave, which would then make it an 8-note scale. But we exclude it. There's 7 unique tones, so it's a heptatonic scale, meaning 7. Here we have a pentatonic scale, penta meaning 5, so we have a 5-note scale. Here's an application, if it will play. So this is just something I whipped together super fast to give a demonstration of the pentatonic scale. The pentatonic scale is cool because pentatonic scales are really rooted in the key that you write them in. Now, I'm only going to cover basic major pentatonic scales for now. And the way you form a pentatonic scale, it's actually kind of interesting. You can use the circle of fifths to form it. But another way to do it, and I believe this one will be easier if you know your major scales, which you know you should, that would be you take the first, second, third, fifth, and sixth note. So whatever the first, second, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. They omit 4 and 7 because I don't know what the deal is. But it outlines particular relationships that go on here. So also these scales. So what's something cool about this is heptatonic scales, major, minor scales as we know them, are largely, they got started in Europe and became a thing. Pentatonic scales are a thing that has existed in, I believe, every culture. Most cultures, if they have a scale type system, it's probably pentatonic because the relationships the notes have to each other are very strong. Like they're natural tones that we naturally go to. So as a pitch class, that we tend to, well, I guess the pitch class would just be a pitch, but as you know, a set of pitches, a scale, that is the set we would go to. So here I'm jamming around in it. What's kind of cool is because the relationships are so strong, you can even get away with going with chords and using these that aren't even related, like don't even harmonically relate in a good way, but because the pull to our brain is so strong that you're in that key because you've been using this scale, you can get away with quite a bit. You can like play borrowed chords on top and all these other things, and you can just, as long as you stay the 1, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, you're gonna be okay. So when you get into theory, it's sort of brushed a little bit because sometimes you'll use it as an idea, but obviously the scale with all 7 tones gives you more options and there's just more stuff to do. This is fantastic for improvisers or beginning melody writers who are unsure of like how a note will work out in their track. A great thing is the pentatonic scale. If you ever listen to some really like hot jazz improvisers, they'll oftentimes dress up the pentatonic scale occasionally with other things, but they can rip it up in the pentatonic scale. And it's pretty easy to think about while you're doing it, you know, just and you just, you know, you can go crazy and do all these things. Now, if I had more keys again, I'd be doing like strides and maybe some arpeggios in the low hand and do stuff like that. But yeah, it's the pentatonic scale. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. That's all you got to know for the major one. There's other kinds. The major one is one that I see used more often than not, and it's a good introduction to it. Now you can get modal on this too. You can start on different notes and get like modes going, things like that. But that's it in a nutshell. So go mess with it. Go learn your pentatonic scales. You will find them useful if you get into improvisation or just something that you want to like just mess around with it, become familiar with it. If you get used to it as a tool, you'll be able to write with it, you know, usably. All these people, they'll own lots of software or plugins and stuff, but they don't know any one of them very well. So it's like they might as well not own it. You should give it to me if you want. You know, you don't have to, I guess. You can keep it. But, you know, I wouldn't say no. So one other thing about the pentatonic scale is because it comes from a tuning system, there's different versions that exist in different tuning systems. So there's that side, and there's different ratios. There's all sorts of things that sort of encapsulate the pentatonic scale. as an improviser again, you'll find this very useful. I already said all that stuff. I thought I had something else I wanted to say, but I can't remember it. If you have any questions about it, let me know. Subscribe and have a blessed day. You see, we're just exhausting our possibilities. So, ooh, what would I use this for? How would I use this? Previous videos should reveal things to you. So we have this G augmented. So the augmented chords are kind of interesting because they kind of pull to the fourth. As you can hear, I'm playing a C augmented to a fourth.